everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here, and we're back in my living room. This is actually a different 1984 Casablanca Zephyr because the one that I had up yesterday died overnight, and upon trying to convert it to RMM4, for some reason it wasn't behaving correctly. I just wanted to take it down so I can properly diagnose why it's acting the way it is. So I found its actual twin, because I thought I found the twin, then that one also had a bad board, a bad replacement board. I didn't realize I had 3 polished brass 1984 Zephyrs that were all on Teletouch, so I finally found the real twin. This one also has RMM1 still in it. This one behaves better, knock on wood. It's louder, like the beeps are louder, the speeds are better, so I'm hoping this will be long lasting, but in the meantime I'm going to try to sort out the other one so that I have a backup fan. I'll show you the bad board, because it was kind of spectacular. I just came out this morning out of my room and saw that it was on low. I left it on high overnight to try to break in the bearings. And yeah, look at that. The capacitor said, "I don't want to live anymore," and just exploded all over it. And it actually was kind of responding to the control, but it was very much just done. Like, it would only go like equivalent of speed 2, maybe speed 3 on high speed, so it was cooked. So anyways, got this one up, very happy, and we'll go ahead and do demo mode. As you can see, the beeps are louder on this one. And the light kit is oriented kind of in a better position. I also discovered the downrod ball pin was missing on the downrod I was using, so I'm actually glad the board blew. That fan would have fallen if it worked. So it's a good thing it happened. And now, general settings, starting with the light. And then the fan on speed 1. I honestly wonder why Casablanca decided to make the speed 1 on Teletouch so slow, because I can't imagine a scenario where you would ever have a use for this other than just because it looks cool, because honestly it does not move, I don't think, any air really, or if it does, it's very, very minimal. But as I said, it does look pretty cool. And an indicator that this board is still doing well, or the bearings are, is the fact that it's not slowing down on speed 1 like the other one was. So that makes me happy. I did put a regular sleeve downrod on this instead, because I couldn't find a downrod ball pin without stealing it off another fan. I'm sure I have them somewhere, but this is the proper downrod it should have had anyways. Here's speed 2. this is going the same speed as the one in the background, which is also on speed 2, so that is another indicator that this is healthier. Boy, that looks good with both of those going like that. And no, I will not put a recall clip on either of these. I don't want to hear it. Doesn't need it, it's fine. Genuinely, it is fine. That is such a minimal thing. It was very, very rare, and a fan like this, I won't do that. Come on, dog, out of the way. You're right where I want to walk. Here's speed 3. Does have a slight bearing whir, but it was a lot noisier before I let it run for a while, and it finally broke itself back in. I'm not sure this fan has been operated since it was last installed in the house it came out of, because this one was missing a down rod entirely, and I believe these were on fairly long down rods if I remember correctly, based on the wiring they were, and the wire length. So this one probably hasn't operated since it was removed from its original installation. Here is speed 4, which is probably, no eating that wire, goofy cat. It's probably the speed it's going to be on a lot, most likely. That's what the other one in the background has been on since I put it up last week. Speed 5. Very noise just kind of went away a little bit there. On these 52-inch fans, I noticed the speed 5 is not as fast. But so is speed 6. They're just a little bit slower. I guess it's the longer blade span. I'd like to get a 5-blade Zephyr. That'd be really cool to have. I really like the way they look, actually. And here's speed 6. But of course, as always, these things still move a bunch of air, so no complaints in that department at all. Because how could I complain? I mean, it's a Casablanca. I think my brand tier list of what I really like would be as follows. Casablanca is on top. It's kind of a tie between Craftmade and Emerson. Then I go down to Quorum, like the older stuff, Davenport, whatnot. Then Hunter. And I don't know a lot about Gulf Coast. I like a lot of their models, but I've never had a chance to even be near one, except for in Florida a couple times. So those kind of are up there in the theoretical performance, but again, I've never had the chance to really have one, so I don't know what they're like. I assume they're a lot like, you know, other fans I have with 188s and whatnot, so I imagine I'd like them. And then, honestly, the rest of the brands, I do like Fascos a lot, so I guess they're up there as well. But point being, Casablanca will always be my #1 favorite brand. Still is the majority of my collection, actually. I know it doesn't seem like it, because I've had a lot of Craftmades up. It's just nice to do something different, because I grew up pretty much only having Casablanca fans installed. So I wanted to deviate from that a little bit. And then look at me now with almost every fan in my house being a Casablanca again. But you know, when in Rome, it just worked out that way. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna turn it off now. Let it spin down. I really am happy with this dual install, as I said before. I just think it looks baller in here. Funnily enough, my house was built in 1991, but based on how it looks, it definitely looks and feels like a 1970s house or an 80s house, which, Yeah, and all the houses on my street are from the 80s, and then behind me everything is from the late 60s. It's just a little weird area. Lots of 70s in the neighborhood too. But they definitely designed this house, since it was the last house built on the street. Built like 10 years later than the rest of them, basically. They designed it like a 70s house, and I love it. I absolutely love the fact that all the ceilings are 8 feet. It just, I'm so glad to return to a normal house. I didn't really enjoy the giant house we lived in before because it just felt really weird. We didn't have the lifestyle to back it up. So I'm pleased to be back in an area that I'm used to, middle class wise. So yeah, these bearings are better actually than the other fan, because it would not take this long to spin down. I was worried about it at first, but I guess it just needed to be ran. Well, would you look at that? All right. Okay, well, thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I will do my best to upload more stuff when I install things. I have 3 more fans left to put up. Just put up a crown earlier, and I'm going to upload that video first before I upload this one. But yeah, there you go. There is the replacement 1984 Casablanca Zephyr. I guess I have 3 of these, maybe even 4, because I think my antique brass one is also 1984. And then the one in the background is 85. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this install. I'm not sure I could really top it at the moment, so we're gonna just roll with it for a while. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed.